Hi, my name is Emma Knight, and I'm a 16-year-old high school student. I have a big brother who left the nest just a few months ago because we shifted from our old house to this much older one, just because it's bigger and cheaper. I never stayed alone here before. I usually went to stay at my best friend Sarah's home. But today I found myself alone for the first time with a stack of homework. It was a cold November evening. My parents had gone to a nearby town for a dinner party. I settled into the couch with my books, trying to focus on my assignments. Hours passed and the wind howled outside, making the old house creak and groan. I glanced at the clock, 9 p.m., wrapped myself in a blanket and tried to push away the feeling of unease that had settled in. Just then, my phone buzzed. A text from Sarah, my best friend. Are you sure you're okay being alone? That house is creepy at night. I'm fine, just studying. I rolled my eyes but replied. Geez, I'm just checking if you miss me, Em. Yeah, thanks, Dad. I do miss you. Can't you just agree for a sleepover at my place once? No way. By the way, did you start Miss Alex's assignment? Yeah, working on it right now. Why does her sound so muffled? Like someone is blowing air on the speaker. What? There's no wind. It must be a network problem. Maybe. I'm also going to do my assignment. Bye. Bye. She does not like my house. She never stayed here at night. She lives in the next block down the cliff. She does not like the idea of me shifting into this house. She is an atheist and believes that the home we're in does not sit right with her and the church nearby. As I went back to my homework, a strange noise caught my attention. A faint tapping coming from the front door. My heart raced. It was probably just a branch swaying in the wind. Trying to shake off my nerves, I returned to my studies, but the tapping persisted, growing louder and more rhythmic. Okay, this is ridiculous. Gathering courage, I stood up and walked cautiously to the door, peering through the peephole. The porch was empty. With a sigh of relief, I turned back, only to hear the sound of shuffling coming from the kitchen. I picked up my phone, ready to call my parents. Sarah's chat was open. She sent me something, but the screen flickered and went black. No, come on! I shook it, but it was dead. It was 70%. How come it switches off now? The shuffling continued and panic set in. I grabbed a flashlight from the drawer and edged toward the kitchen, the beam of light trembling in my hands. As I approached, the noise stopped. I took a deep breath and flipped the kitchen light on, revealing nothing but the empty room. Hello? Is anyone here? My voice barely above a whisper. Just as I turned to leave, I caught a glimpse of movement out of the corner of my eye. The back door stood slightly ajar, swaying gently in the wind. Maybe a raccoon or rodent coming inside because of it. As I rushed to close it, locking it tight, my mind raced with other possibilities. Someone in the house? A burglar? Should I call the police? But who would believe me? Then I remembered the old baseball bat in the garage. Grabbing the bat, I moved cautiously through the house, checking every room and every closet. Everything seemed normal, but a creeping dread settled over me. As I approached the stairs, I heard a soft, raspy whisper.
Emma.
I froze. The voice came from upstairs.
Emma, help me.
I felt a cold sweat on my forehead. Was it my imagination? The voice sounded so familiar, like my brother who had moved away for college. Climbing the stairs, a bat held tightly in my grip. Each creak of the wood sent chills down my spine. The whisper came again, more insistent this time.
Emma, please. I need you.
That's not funny, Jake. The door was slightly ajar, the darkness beyond inviting, yet terrifying. Is that you, Jake? I called out with a shaky voice. No response. As I pushed the door open, a sudden cold breeze swept past me, extinguishing the flashlight. I stumbled back, fumbling to turn it back on. When the beam flickered back to life, the room was empty. Just then, the whisper transformed into a guttural laugh echoing off the walls.
You shouldn't have come here, Emma.
Terrified, I bolted down the stairs, breath quickening as I reached the front door. I had to get out, but as I turned the knob, it wouldn't budge. Panic surged. I was trapped. What the heck? Suddenly, the lights flickered, then went out completely, plunging me into darkness. I felt my way back to the kitchen where the moonlight cast an eerie glow through the window. Please, leave me alone! I said, crying to whoever was there. A figure appeared, standing in the yard, staring in at me. It was tall and ominous, cloaked in darkness, but I could make out familiar features. It was my brother. Jake!
Emma, let me in.
He shouted, his voice filled with urgency. Confused and terrified, I felt the door behind me rattling as something slammed against it from the inside. The sound was deafening, echoing through the house. I turned to see the door to the basement fly open, revealing a dark abyss. My heart racing, I glanced back at the figure outside. Jake, is that really you?
Emma, please. I'm trapped out here. Let me in.
He cried, panic in his voice. But in the darkness of the kitchen, the voice that had whispered my name shifted again.
Emma, don't listen to him. He's not who you think he is.
I stood frozen, caught between the two voices. The shadow outside lunged toward the door, and I could hear the wood splintering. Shut up! Please! In a split second, I made my choice. With adrenaline fueling, I ran to the basement door and slammed it shut, locking it tight. I turned back to face the kitchen, ready to confront whatever waited for me in the dark. This is not my brother! Suddenly, the shadow outside dissipated and silence fell over the house. The lights flickered back on, illuminating the kitchen. The air felt heavy with dread. I exhaled, heart pounding, and turned to face the kitchen once more. Just then, the basement door began to rattle violently. The same guttural laugh echoed through the house and now mingled with screams.
You shouldn't have left me, Emma.
My choice had sealed my fate. I backed away slowly, realizing that the whispers were never meant to save me, but to lure me into the dark. The entity trapped in the basement had revealed its true form, and the real nightmare had just begun. As the door finally burst open, my flashlight flickered and died, plunging me into darkness. All I could hear was the sound of footsteps approaching, closer and closer, until it felt like the shadows themselves were wrapping around me. In that moment, I felt an icy breath on my neck. I turned, and the last thing I saw was the true face of that shadow disguised as my brother, but so deformed and evil, twisted in despair.
Why didn't you help me?
He whispered, his voice now a chilling echo. But just as the darkness closed in, a beam of light cut through the shadows. The front door swung open, and a figure stepped inside. It was Sarah, armed with a flashlight and a determined expression. Emma, where are you? Why not pick up my calls? Whoa, what the hell is that? Sarah, run, don't come inside. Call for help before you... He was holding me by my neck. Sarah was scared too, but still lunged at me to free me. And for our surprise, it let us free, laughing menacingly. We ran as fast as possible. What are you doing here, Sarah? I messaged you, but you never replied back after seeing it. Just before the call was cut, I heard someone. What? I don't know, but I had a bad feeling. I knew I had to check on you. Now you're also trapped here. Where's your phone? I dropped it to save you. We were running to my room and closed it. But what the Jesus Christ was that thing? It's a Skinwalker. What? Why is it here? They're entities from darkness that can change their forms. We live in mountains, it's their home, and this home is always their first target. Last time I went to church, there was a couple who lived there. They faced the same problem. They forgot to close their back door during Halloween times last year and saved themselves by locking it inside the basement of this house. Did you open it? No, you've only been here for a month and it's locked. Dad tried, but nothing worked. What happened here after our call? I told her everything, and we made a plan to run towards church. It's not far. So basically, there is a tree whose branch is near your brother's room balcony. All we have to do is run in that room and lock the door as well as lock the balcony so we can escape safely. All the doors are locked so they can't come out of the house. Yes, I am scared, Sarah. Either wait here for your parents to come home or run from here to save them as well. Let's do this here. We can dismember this chair for a weapon. If it can choke me, then it can be choked too. Yeah, that's my girl. We came out and were confronted by my brother-looking Skinwalker sitting on the stairs waiting for us.
Little sister, you're leaving me here?
And he struck me. I tried to hit him, but to no use. Sarah hit him so hard that he rolled down the stairs. I got enough time to unlock my brother's room, but I was too busy to see the Skinwalker. He's now more deformed and angry. His face is almost rotten with teeth showing from sides. He was rearranging his legs and started to come up. Suddenly Sarah pulled me inside. Are you dumb or what? Sorry, I don't know what happened to me. We went to the balcony, locked it, and climbed down. Running from home, we ran into the night, the chilling laughter fading into silence as we reached the safety of the streetlights. As we reached the end of the driveway, I glanced back at the house. The windows where he was looking at us, the door locked, but I could swear I saw 2 more shadows inside. Let's get far away from here. Pulling me along, together we ran to safety, leaving the shadows and the horrors behind. We called my parents and told them everything. They first didn't believe me and Sarah, but when we visited the house with cops and my parents saw our house was totally trashed and the doors still closed from the inside, we were now living with Sarah until we found a new home.